Anyway. Ah! Don't lose my ball. Oh shit. God damn. Okay. Oh my god. Damn. What the hell? Okay, hold on. Doo doo doo. Oh, I forgot I gotta charge my phone. Oh, we gotta put it to the side. I remember what happened the last time. This motherfucker keep falling. It can be true. I could fly if I wanted to, like a bird in the sky. I believe I could fly. I could fly. Oh, wait a minute. Please charge. Yeah. No, fuck. Don't move. All right. Welcome back, man. It's your boy Bruce Leroy, man. Hold on, oh shit. Oh my god. I felt like there was something I wanted to pull this up a little bit. So you can see this handsome fella. He's a jolly good fellow, which no one can deny. Alright. I feel like there's something I wanted to talk about. So, LeBron. So, wait a minute. There was 2 things that happened. Oh, look at this shit. We already started off on a bad note. So, before we get started with today's video, follow me here on this Twitch at I'm Bruce Leroy BIH. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram. Shit. YouTube. Well, hold on. Fuck it up. YouTube, I am Bruce Leroy. Twitter, Instagram, also I am Bruce Leroy. TikTok, it's Bruce Leroy BIH. Now, I have a skit that I might or might not release, depending on how I feel about it. I ain't gonna tell y'all what it is. I kind of told y'all yesterday if y'all was here. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it at this moment. Still considering if I should do it, if I have time, etc., etc. The hell else I wanted to talk about? I think did I break the news that Ja Morant went to the fucking Portland Trailblazers with absolutely nobody? Yes. Okay, so I think I wanted to talk about Kawhi Leonard going back. You realize this man could have spent the rest of his career in fucking in Toronto. So he did all of that shit, wasted all of his fucking time to go right back to the team that literally was going to give him everything for free. That is crazy. That's crazy. And LeBron James is no longer a Laker, so we're going to see where he's going to go. I really don't want to see him on Golden State. I'm being honest with you. I don't want to see him on Golden State. Like, it's just, no. Like, honestly, I don't see how he would fit in Miami with Giannis and Bam Adebayo. I think Cleveland is the only destination that makes sense. Because he playing with a lot of people. He playing with goddamn Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, I think is still on there, and Evan Mobley. Like, they got a lot of solid pieces. Did Darius Garland go somewhere else? I don't even remember. Either way, Cleveland's a good team. I would like to see him go back to Cleveland and retire there and let that be his last year. But honestly, I don't think... Hell, he could have retired a Laker. You know what I mean? But whatever. But Golden State, I think there's rumor that they're pushing for Anthony Davis and LeBron James. I don't want to see it. I'm being honest with you. Yeah, that's it. So today we're gonna do a little bit of piano, and then we're gonna react to some video. I don't know what the fuck's gonna be just yet, but we'll react to some video. By the way, shout out to Neon for going to the Diamond Gym, doing some shit I would never fucking do. You gotta be fucking think I'm gonna sit up there and fucking kill myself, goddamn tear up pretending for a grown ass man to be like, yeah, good job, man, way to go, man. That's what the fuck I'm talking. Meanwhile, I'm sitting up there with a fucking torn ACL screaming, ah! And they up there like, yeah, good job. That's what the fuck I'm talking. That's how you became a fucking man today, yeah! And I'm up there screaming like a fucking horror movie and shit. Got a bunch of saliva in my fucking mouth like Mumra, goddamn Thundercats and shit. He ain't no superhuman. I don't know what the hell we're gonna do. Oh, before we do that, let me try something real quickly, okay? So let's try to go over what we did yesterday. Shit. How I fuck it up already? This shit sound like a fucking Walgreens commercial. Shit. carpal tunnel in my fucking shit. We're good. We'll move on to this goddamn next video. What the fuck? Fucking show off. Hope you fall out that goddamn chair and I'll play it. Okay.
What's up, my piano friends? Today I'm gonna take you from...
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
What's up, my piano friends? Zach Evans here. Today I'm going to show you the perfect morning routine for piano beginners. A 10-minute per day, simple but powerful piano workout plan that'll help you develop effortless, confident, and beautiful playing on the keys. Even if you have a crazy busy schedule and not much time to practice. Exercise 1 is a simple but powerful exercise to help you develop your piano technique. Exercise 2 will help you quickly learn chords from actual songs on autopilot. And exercise 3 is a fun drill to help your improv skills, even if you've never improvised in your life.
11,
and stick around to the end 12, to get the 5-7 motivation
14,
method goal sheet to help keep you white hot motivated to practice every single day.
Shit, I'm already hot. I walked outside.
Sticking to a consistent practice schedule in the past. All right, I'm excited and ready to go. Let's get started.
So am I. Hold on. I think I can take this.
All right, so the first section of this morning routine is the 5-finger drill technique exercise. It only takes about 2 minutes to complete, but it's a very powerful exercise that turns sloppy, choppy playing into smooth, even tone.
Word.
Will solve any weak pinky issues you might think you have.
That's right.
All right, so the exercise itself is pretty simple. We start with our thumb on C, and then we simply play up to our pinky and back down twice. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we simply move our thumb up one note to D and do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we move our thumb up to E, do the same thing, and so on and so forth until we hit our thumb on this C. Are not the most important part about this exercise. The important part is the form and the wrist motion to use, and let me show you what I mean. Now, if your fingers are nice and curved like this and you start playing the exercise, the first 4 notes are fine. But as you'll notice, if your pinky is curved, you'll miss this last note. It's literally not long enough to reach this last note. So what most beginners do is most beginners straighten their pinky to reach the note. And a straight pinky is a weak pinky, and it's bad technique. And it leads to sloppy, choppy playing and this very uneven sound that you typically hear in a lot of beginners. It sounds something like this. Instead of the smooth. And some people call this weak pinky syndrome, but it's actually very, very easy to fix. All we do is whenever we're playing toward our pinky, we move our wrist down and out as we play.
Damn, that shit was
goofy
as hell.
With the wrist over here, down and out. Now our pinky can stay nice and curved and strong to play this G, and you don't get that weak pinky sound that a lot of beginners have. And then as we move back towards our thumb, we rotate our wrists up and in to complete a circle. So as we move our wrists and do the whole exercise, our wrists will be making these circles down and out, up and in. It looks something like this. So instead of thinking about this exercise as playing notes with individual fingers, which sounds sloppy and choppy, instead you want to think of it as if you're playing the notes with your wrists and your fingers are simply transferring the weight from your wrists onto the keys. leads to a very smooth, even, and confident sound. And on top of that, this is the only way you're ever going to be able to play at really fast speeds and have a smooth sound. It's so crazy to me. I see all these videos on YouTube that give out these little finger exercises and they only show you the notes and not the technique to play them correctly. And so a lot of beginners, they just memorize these kind of random series of notes and then they drill in bad technique habits that are really, really annoying and frustrating to correct later on. So be super diligent and make sure you're using proper technique right from the get-go. And of course, once you're done with the right hand, you can do the exact same thing with the left hand. So for the left hand, we're going to start with our pinky on this C. And same thing, so it's just going to go up and down twice. And then repeat the same thing with your pinky on D, and then E, and then F, all the way up until you get to the higher C. Of course, always using proper technique. Now, this exercise is simple but very powerful, okay? It only takes like 2 minutes a day, but you'd be amazed on how much more smooth and confident and even students sound even after just a few months of practicing this a couple minutes a day. All right, next up is step 2, where I'm going to show you a powerful exercise to make your chord changes in songs automatic and effortless. But before that, now would be a great time to download the cheat sheet. We're going to be using it for the rest of the video. So click the link, enter your name and email, click submit, and you'll go to this page where you can download the cheat sheet here. And while you're there, you might as well also download the close chords cheat sheet as well as the 5-7 motivation method gold sheet. We're going to be using both of those later on. All right, so now that our fingers are nice and warmed up, we're going to cover a 4-minute practical exercise to drill chord progressions into your brain. And when I say practical, I mean we're going to use actual chord progressions that you find in real songs. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to a website called ultimate-guitar.com. And up here you can type in one of your favorite songs. So I'm going to use All of Me by John Legend. Find a version that has 5 stars, click on it, and if you scroll down, you'll see all the chords.
Yeah. So now I gotta. What the hell? Okay. What's my favorite song? Fuck, it's probably gonna be a Kehlani joint, most likely. Nigga, you can't fucking spell? God damn. Goofy ass. This is put folder. I mean, I technically want to do distraction, but fuck it. Bitch, I said motherfucking. Get distraction up here. Let's put a folder for the fuck of it. So hold on. Damn! What the fuck? Okay. G, what the fuck am I looking at? Okay, so if I say shit. the fuck? Okay, so G major, so it's what the fuck? I can't even play the goddamn keys right. I'm supposed to know it. C, D, E, F, G. So G, and then. Alright, fuck it. Just gonna do some shit I learned on my own. Because I'm not gonna fuck it around. I'm not. I'm just gonna see what the fuck you gonna say. Just leave it at that.
In the entire song, then simply click simplify down here to simplify the chords, and then go through the chords and find the repeating chords. Now, for most songs out there, they'll repeat the same 4 or 5 chords over and over. So for this song, as you can see, we have E minor, C, G, D, and then it repeats. E minor, C, G, D, E minor, C, G, D. Next, if you go to the close chords cheat sheet that you downloaded, go and find your 4 chords, E minor, C, G, and D. And if you want, you can even print off the...
Dog, we're gonna have to download all this shit. I was thinking like, god damn, we could bypass this motherfucker. Absolutely the hell not. Again, I got my shit in there. Good, good. My guy, my guy. The boy's a boy cow. I don't know, my mother used to say that shit. No, bitch. Oh, no fucking wonder. Wasn't even on the right one, son. Wasn't even on the right one, son. Some shit we could say simplify. Excuse me. I'm more than just an option. Yeah. There's like no fucking. Okay, so at least we know what this is. Okay, first and fucking foremost. Why is it so hard to grab? Why? ¿Qué pasó? Okay, what the fuck am I looking for? Download a cheat sheet. Right. Use this right. I handles it myself. He said, meet me in the library. Oh, shit. I ain't put my right email. Oh, my God. No. Shit. Tired of trying the other way. I can be you wanna be, and you and me. Walk around near the town, so say with you. I've been so long, baby. I had to move, baby. I had to go inside. You came for me. Fuck all that shit. Just give me the two. Give me the 2, 3, 4. Give me the 2, 3, 4. Didn't know what you was missing. Hey, hey, hey. It's so silly you made it like you don't see the last. When all I can think about if I just seen you last. I know I would have to walk this way, and all I had to do was ask for the space. Here come the stream bullshit. Hey, hello, how you doing? No, none of that shit. Oh, why the fuck did I do that? That was stupid. You said A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then that song was funny as fuck. He said A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
The cheat sheet and cut out the chords with the scissors and put them right on your piano. And now you have your chord progression. E minor, C, G, and D. Now, the great part about the close chords cheat sheet is I designed it to automatically use inversions of the chords that are going to be automatically close together. That way you don't have to jump your hand around on the keyboard, you know, E minor, C, G, D, which is very challenging for beginners. And instead, the chords are all going to be right next to each other. So E minor, C, G, D. Now, if you don't know what a chord inversion is, for now, don't worry about it. You can simply just follow the chords on the cheat sheet and they're going to be correct for you automatically. Okay, so to learn this chord progression, don't just start randomly practicing. Instead, you want to use the added chord strategy learning method to make it nice and easy for you. So here's how it works. First, you're going to take only the first 2 chords of the progression, E minor and C.
Let's see if I could do this on my own. E minor is on the left side because it's C, B.
And you're going to practice just those 2 chords over and over. So E minor, C, E minor, C, and so on and so forth. Now, once you have those two chords kind of down pat, then you're going to add the next chord, the G, onto the end. So it's going to look like this. E minor, C, G, stop. E minor, C.
What the fuck? Oh my god! What the hell? I don't even know. Okay, hold on. I gotta see what the fuck he doing. Oh shit. That wasn't it. That wasn't a way to do it. Excuse me. Pardon me. Pardon me. I'll put this shit on the speed. Pardon me. Hold on.
Minor, C, E minor, C, and so on and so forth. Now, once you have those two chords kind of down pat, then you're going to add the next chord, the G, onto the end. So it's going to look like this. E minor, C, G, stop. E minor, C, G, stop. And keep practicing that until you have it good. And then, of course, once you have that good, add the final chord, RD, onto the end, so it's going to look like this. E minor, C, G, D, and repeat. E minor, C, G, D. So once you have your right hand good, now we just add.
Yeah, I think this gonna be enough for goddamn the whole day. What the fuck? I'm lost in the sun. What the fuck? Hold on, what the hell? Ah, my brain! Son of a bitch. C.
add the left hand. Left hand is pretty simple. We're just going to play the root note. Now, the great part about the close chords cheat sheet is that to your brain. And when I say practical by John Legend, the repeating chords. Now for E, D, E minor, C, G, D. Next, if you go to the close chords cheat sheet that you downloaded, go and find your 4 chords, E minor, C, G, and D. And if you want, you can even print off the cheat sheet and cut out the chords with the scissors and put them right on your piano. And now you have your chord progression. E minor.
So his finger is on, so E minor is, he got his finger here. So old boy got his finger here. E.
C, G, and D. E minor. Next, if you go to the close chords cheat sheet that you downloaded, go and find your 4 chords, E minor, C, G, and D. And if you want, you can even print off the cheat sheet and cut out the chords with the scissors and put them right on your piano. And now you have your chord progression. E minor.
Yeah, because that's C, so it would be B here. So B. Okay, so it's easy. So it's, just gotta pay attention. So it's, I think I had my hands on the wrong fucking keys. Cause you're an idiot. No wonder why the fucking sound wasn't right. I had my shit on the wrong key. All right, hold on. So. Anybody chat? Anybody need to chat? Chat? Should I feel that bit like a yoga man? Chat. Alright, dog. Let's see if we can get this shit. Oh, I got a fucking headache, dog. Damn. Brain overload. Overload. Oh, shit. Okay, so. Okay. Let me, the fuck?
Go and find your four chords: E minor, C, G, and D. And if you want, you can even print off the cheat sheet and cut out the chords with the scissors and put them right on your piano. And now you have your chord progression. E minor,
So if that's strange. No, it makes sense because wait a minute, does it? Does it actually make sense? I don't fucking know. So he got no. That would make sense because it's C, D, E, F, G. It'd be on the left, would it not? Hold on. So that means if I'm on the left side, right? I'm on the left side, right? So that means trying to see how this shit makes sense. What the fuck is wrong with me? Dog, I ain't gonna lie to you. We might gotta do something else, cause my brain is just, it's not there. I'm trying not to give up, cause I'm trying to battle my fucking laziness. But I don't think it's laziness, bro. I dead ass, you know what, fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Cheat sheet that you downloaded, go and find your 4 chords:
Let's see what this
E
nigga pressing,
minor,
bro.
C, G, and D. And if you want, you can even print off the cheat sheet and cut out the chords with the scissors and put them right on your piano. And now you have your chord progression: E minor.
Wait a motherfucking minute. Okay. Now that shit's starting to make sense. See, that's why you don't fucking give up and be no fucking quitter. Now I just realized what the fuck he did and why I couldn't get it. Because D is the fucking note before the black key. So that means E will be right before that. That makes so much more fucking sense now. So now we can do it right. So we got E here. E. And then I'm aware that E. So this would be, in this case scenario, be here. And what the fuck would this be? A G? So it's E, E, D. So I'm up to here trying to fucking. Fuck. So, yeah, that makes sense.
C. G, and D.
What the fuck? No wonder I can't get this shit. He got his fingers on so many, I say so many places, but that shit didn't even sound right. What the fuck am I looking at? Oh, fuck. What am I looking at? No wonder why I can't get this shit. Like, bro. See, he had that shit. So, D's before that. Oh, yeah. Because you would have this here. So, C, right? And then... so it'll be A. So I put myself C. We gotta sit on this shit. Pause. We gotta sit on it. Yeah, I gotta come back to it. I don't know what the fuck. I'm not trying to, I gotta take a break. I feel it in, like, fuck. I'm just saying, Paul, man, if they ain't Dazzle here, boy, I was he would tear my ass up and then that'd be another pause. Alright, let me... So put us some random shit.
I'm in my 30s trying to eat more protein. This is what I got from...
Nigga, you should have did that shit earlier on. You too late in the fucking game. You probably would be living in 30s.
These artists are crazy. Not just the new ones, but the old ones too. And before I get too deep into this, let's check out what Rico Love had to say.
Welcome to the music business. I'm gonna tell you something. The most thankless job in the world is a manager. Somebody asked me to manage them the other day. I said I could never manage you. I would never manage them. I could start a management firm and I could be the head of it.
Okay, can y'all do me a favor? We're gonna shut this shit down right now, and I probably should put in the title. When y'all come in here, buckle your seatbelt. Whatever's on the motherfucking radio is on the radio. If you hear motherfucking Katy Perry fireworks on the motherfucking radio, do not ask to turn into Pooh Shiesty Back in Blood. Just enjoy the motherfucking ride and listen to Katy Perry. If you want to sing along to the shit, cool. If you don't want to sing along, want to sit there and make a grumpy ass face in silence, do that. But do not come here running a goddamn thing. Piano time over with. I'm stressed the fuck out. I'm tired. My brain is literally on E. I'm going to crack jokes and have fun. And I'm going to come back to it. Nobody learned the motherfucking piano on 20. Yeah. Like, if I'm in a motherfucking weird. All right, pretend this. Because I feel like you're not understanding me. Pretend like my stream is my car, right? So, whatever I'm going to do for today is what I'm playing on the radio. In this case, I'm moving on for piano and doing something else. But even if I was, regardless. Okay, whatever, let's put it like this. Whatever agenda I got for today, right? That's what, in a car scenario, that's the music I'm playing. You are the passenger, which means you coming on for the ride. The passenger do not tell the driver what the kind of goddamn music to play. So when I say Katy Perry fireworks, that's representative of what the hell I'm doing. So don't come in my car talking about something, let's play Back in Blood, because I want to listen to goddamn Katy Perry fireworks. In this case, I do what the hell I want to do, and I make whatever content I want to make. So don't come here running. So what you driving me to? Whatever, listen. You taking the damn thing too little. Basically saying, don't come here trying to run me. That's basically what I'm telling you. Like, I do what I want to do. I come and go as I please. I run the stream how I run the stream. If you all along for the ride, cool. If you want to get out the whip, that's great too. That's what I'm saying. I'm basically saying, do what I want to do. You along for the ride, cool. If you're not, you can dip. That's what I'm basically telling you. So, Anyway, let me put this shit away and start doing what the hell I want to do. Alright.
I would never manage you artists. You guys are crazy. I'm gonna tell you why. Before you get famous.
Oh, real quickly. Hold on 1 second, cause I meant to talk about this, and I just remembered. Shit, we might even react to this for a few minutes. Hold on. Oh fuck. Just realized some shit. God damn. Wee. Wee, wee, wee. Alright. Okay. I'm probably gonna watch. Hold on, let me bring my shit in. Let's bring it in. On the count of 3, everyone say goldfish crackers. 3, 2, 1, goldfishes! The snack that smiles back. Even though I'm here for the ride. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And also, I didn't welcome you properly. Welcome EJ Cools 27. Even though I should be on my grind. Well, I appreciate that, but I would like you to do me a favor. Do not, I appreciate you along for the ride, but if it's going to interfere with what you got going on, I'll advise you not to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about it, you can't get time back. So I appreciate you being here. If you can, if you got other shit to do, I'm not even taking it personally. Like, go get on your shit, including myself. We all should be getting on our shit. This is part of me getting on my shit. But anyway, I think, fuck, I follow somebody. I kind of don't want to take my phone out. Somebody said something, and I'm trying to remember. Let me see if I can pull it up. IMV Punch. He said something, and I'm trying to remember what the hell it was. Oh well, I gotta take out my phone. This shit was not even charging. It didn't even fucking matter, dog. This shit was not even charging. Alright. What the fuck? There was something I wanted to talk about. I always meant to talk about. I completely forgot it. What's this game? I am perform. Okay, got it. Let me see if I could pull it up on here. This shit was not even charging the whole fucking time. I am. If not, I have it already. So it doesn't really matter. But I prefer to pull it up on the computer versus let y'all hear it from the phone. P-Vinch. Let's say manager. Fuck, I gotta do it on my phone. It is what it is. I gotta do it on my phone. Let's see the. It's like a Russian shit, and then which I don't recognize. Recently uploaded. Okay, fuck it. We're gonna have to do it on the main joint. I want to react to it real quick. Should I? It's my birthday. Should I make? I should make. I'm too lazy to get on my computer. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. Well, first off, happy birthday. I don't know how old you are. If you're still here, please type in how old you are so I can celebrate it properly. So first off, happy birthday to you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Again, this is entirely up to you because your birthday, you should be chilling and having fun. 26, happy birthday. I'm like a year older than you. No, actually, I'm tweaking like a motherfucker. I'm your age. I'm dumb as fuck. Yes, so happy birthday once again. I mean, birthdays typically are an exception. I will say this though. I would do I would take a step back, do a self-analysis of your week, like so far, whatever, like maybe your last 7 days. If you've been taking care of business, enjoy your goddamn birthday. If over the week you kind of been inconsistent, sometimes you do what you're supposed to, sometimes you don't, get on the computer and go make the music. That's what I would say. But it's entirely up to you. But I would say give a honest assessment, self-assessment of where you're at the last 7 days. You consistent, take your break, enjoy your goddamn birthday. If not, I recommend just getting on the computer anyway. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. As an artist myself, sometimes you can make some shit, like I be goddamn telling myself, like, okay, we gotta record something. I don't feel like it. Then I end up making like probably damn near one of my best songs. And that day coming into it, I didn't even feel like doing shit. So it's up to you. It is your birthday. Like if it was a regular day, I'll tell you, man, just go ahead. But if it's your birthday, give yourself an honest assessment of where you're at. If you're consistent over the last 7 days, enjoy your birthday. If not, I would strongly recommend getting on that computer and start making your music. But yeah, so I gotta play this shit on my phone, which I fucking hate because I have to charge my speaker. And I should have charged it yesterday. Of course, I don't do it in a timely fashion because I'm a fucking idiot. And I'm pissed off this phone was not fucking charging at all. Okay, so INV Punch is a famous DJ. He does more than that, but I just have to say it by one name.
Whoa, never again. Punch, you're hot right now. Why don't you just go manage somebody and make them hot? Whoa. Never again. Never again. Being a manager has to be the most...
I'm a composer. I don't feel like working. This is tough. Because it is your birthday. And technically your birthday, you're supposed to really do what the fuck you want to do. But like I said, it's such a fucking hard thing to assess. Because it's like, on one end, it's like your birthday, you should be doing what the fuck you want to do. But on the other end, it's like, if you get into this mode where you keep putting shit off when you don't feel like it, you might end up becoming, I appreciate you. Yeah, so again, like I said before, give yourself an honest assessment of where you've been the last 7 days. If you've been consistent, take a break, enjoy your birthday. If you haven't been, get out that goddamn computer and get started. And even if you goddamn do that shit for like fucking 15, 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to you. But honestly, give an honest assessment of where you've been the last 7 days. You've been consistent, take a break, enjoy your birthday. If not, I recommend, no disrespect, get your ass on that computer. And even if you do that shit for 20 minutes, at least you can say that you actually did something. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to you don't want to be in a mindset or have a bad habit of every time I don't feel like doing something, I'm not going to do it. That's not going to help you achieve your goal. You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking from personal experience because I've had moments like, man, I don't feel like doing that shit. And then when I decided not to do it, the day after, like 3 hours later, I'm like, damn, I should have fucking did it. You know what I'm saying? Even if I didn't feel like. So it's up to you, but I just give yourself an honest assessment. All right, so let me play what he said.
Destructive job that you can literally do in all of music. I'm going to explain to you why. See, artists are bad people, but they don't start that way. I'm going to tell you why. And I'm talking about 99%. There's only about 1% of artists that are not bad people. And they don't even mean to be bad people, but I'm going to tell you how they become it. See, they all start at the beginning. Yo, I'm trying to get on. I want everybody to listen to my music. I need a manager. I need someone to help me get on. I hear you. Then when they song pops and they get lit, then the world starts moving in their favor. I'll give you an example. They need to be on a plane. All of a sudden, the plane doors stay open. The restaurant is closed. They go there and you got clout. You got that hit record. All of a sudden, there's a table for you. You go to the club. It's at capacity. All of a sudden, the promoter, oh shit, it's you. No, come over here. In fact, we'll give you a free bottle. You go to venues, you go places, all of a sudden you cuter. Now bad bitches will literally fuck you for nothing. 99% of niggas is taking all of the bad bitch pussy they can to make up for all of the times that they couldn't. I'm not lying, I'm gonna walk you down. What happens is you got a manager the whole time. It's like, yo, you gotta go to the studio. Yo, you gotta do this. Yo, you gotta do this thing. Yo, you gotta post that, post this, post that. They don't like it. Because the manager is the reminder that there is still a thing called reality. And because the fans love them so much because that song is so hot, they get to live in this bubble to where reality is not something they gotta worry about. So the manager starts to become nagging. The manager becomes someone that's problematic because the manager is reminding them that there are rules and there are restrictions and there are are structures that they still gotta follow, and they don't want to follow none of this. Why? It's because the world keeps allowing.
Give me 1 sec. You be on Discord. You know what? I've been trying to figure out how the fuck I think maybe today, because I can't go on today because it's going to be too much brain power used. But tonight, I'm going to look up how to use Discord because I always wanted to use it, but I never knew how to do it. I barely even know how to use fucking Twitch. I'm being dead ass. So honestly, there's going to be a point in time where probably tonight I'm going to learn how to use it so that way if I ever need it, like maybe for now, for instance, well, it won't be now because I don't know how to use that shit. But in the future, like maybe sometime later this week, if I decide to get on there or use it for the fuck's sake of it, I know how to do it. Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. No, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's on me because I've been streaming for like the last couple years and I had plenty of time to do research on how to do it. And I didn't do it honestly because I feel like I never needed it, but just in case, we could use your guidance. I appreciate you, bro. All right, so let me finish up this video, then I'm gonna give my opinion on it.
Follow none of this. Why? It's because the world keeps allowing them to not follow rules. So then they start to become bad people. Oh, I don't gotta say thank you. They still gonna love me. I don't gotta take this picture. They're gonna be like, nah, he probably was busy. I don't gotta answer my friend. Oh yeah, you had a meeting. They just make up shit to make life easier for the artist. When you have clout, life is great. But now as a manager, you wake up in the morning, 24/7, your life is this artist. You wake up in the morning and your thought is, how do I make this other person the best version of himself? How do you do it? And then when the artist and everything starts to crash and it stops going, the artist will not take blame. They will tell their fans it is the artist. They will tell their fans it is the label. The artist will tell their fans everything. It is the manager's fault. They told me this when you were giving warning signs the whole time. You stand back and you look at them and you wake up one day and they be like, you know what? I need to do something to change my career path. You're fired. You're fired. No matter what your protection plan was, no matter what your parachute was, the artist will just clip you. And they'll go on, and that clout will continue if it can, or it doesn't. But that manager is without a job with a snap of a finger. And that is why managing an artist might be fucking insane, but it's 1,000,000% self-destruction. Fami wallah. Punch, you're hot.
Okay, let me get some goddamn water and let me address this. I spoke about this before and I'll say it again. I already spoke. If y'all look at my past streams, and again, my shit is on YouTube on I Am Bruce Lee for y'all to look up. It's long as fuck, but it's entertaining beginning to end. So I recommend going over there as well in case there's any. Because obviously after 7 days, Twitch delete my shit. But I pretty much put every goddamn stream on I Am Bruce Lee. And I think I titled certain. What's about the music industry, I talk about it. So I already discussed what the fuck is going on with it. But I'm gonna tell you, number one. The first time that I seen this video, I was actually mad as shit. Cause I'm like, bro. But then when I actually took time to listen to what he was saying, I'm actually not upset with him about this take as an artist. But here's what I will say to counter his point. Number one, you guys, and I don't mean you guys, I just mean like the industry as a collective. You guys have done it your way to the point where you're not taking chances on artists. You want to do the bare minimum, which means is you have to, if I'm gonna help you, you have motion already. Okay? So you guys have done it your way. You only fuck with people who got the motion, basically saying I'm not helping you because who the fuck helped me when I needed the help or whatever. And this ego trip is stopping the fucking artists that could change the goddamn world from coming in and really doing some serious damage. Okay? First and foremost, the first point that I want to make is this. The reason why a lot of these issues come with artists because, number one, you're not getting to know the motherfucker's heart and character. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. Money does not change any motherfucking body. Money amplifies who the fuck you already are. These people come in. Some of them ain't got both parents in the household. Some of them were raised by a single mother. Some just had the father in the house, no mother. So the two people that everybody needs in order to be able to grow and be successful, obviously you can still be successful one or the other, but in order to receive a proper childhood, right, you need both parents in the fucking household. So you're bringing people in who don't have either the mother or the father. And that's already a problem. Okay, I'm not diving into why. Well, I'll dive into a little bit, right? So the mother in the house, right? The mother's the nurturer, right? So that means, you know what I'm saying? And that's cool. But if she's the only one around the house and there's no male role model, there's no father or a father figure, now you got an overly emotional boy. Now you got a boy that thinks through emotions instead of thinking through logic. So then he takes that attitude and he brings it out into the world. By the way, I'm not disrespecting none of the mothers out there, all the single mothers that's done well. I was raised by a father who was raised by a single mother. And I love my grandma to death. So I'm not being disrespectful whatsoever. But I am saying this, and I'm not even saying my father has this issue either. But here's my point I'm trying to say. It's important to have the balance. If you have the father in the household, you know, there's some good things as far as like you develop thicker skin. You're a little bit more tough when you need to be. You don't quit as easily, and especially as a man, you can relate to another man. So a man found his way to be successful, and in a way have you. So you get to see it through the lens how hard your parents got to work to take care of your ass. Also, sometimes on the flip side, you might become callous to the point where you express no emotion, and that's dangerous within itself. And some of the parents that they raised by be fucked up. So the children that grow up, that get older and obviously become the artists, some of these artists that come in, they have no fucking, they have no opportunity to actually become a good person because their parents was fucked. The very people, the first people they come into contact with at, you know, as an infant is the fucking parents. Not all of them, obviously, but in most, 90%, 9 times out of 10, your parents are the first people you see. So if your parents is fucked up, how can I expect you to turn the opposite way? So the problem is, okay, is that you thinking that people just change because of the money. No, the foundation was fucked up in the first place. You think, oh, this person is poor. This person was robbing people. This person's a gangster. This person out in the streets. I'm going to give them some money to change their life. And the reason why I'm going to do that, by the way, they're not the only people that's problematic as well. So I want to read, it's not just some people that come from the hood or been in the streets. It's not them. It's a bunch of other fucking problems as well. Okay? So it's a multitude. But here's the thing, right? Let's just say you doing bad shit. You selling D-rugs. You goddamn bang, all that other shit. If I give you money, how is that going to change it? How's that going to change it? How's that going to make you a better person? And then this is the argument they like to make. Oh yeah, this person had to do what they had to do to survive. Now I'm giving them money. Now they ain't got to do the same thing. You don't fucking flip that switch that easy. So the problem is you guys are fucking with people who are not good people from the jump. You guys ignore the warning signs because as far as you're concerned, they got the money to pay me. And then if they don't have the money, and then the people who are very talented but don't have the money to pay, you're not going to give them a chance because, and again, this is why everything is so fucked up. Everybody got too many fucking egos. The people that can really make a change, they don't want to take a chance on the people that, okay, maybe they can't afford, but they talented as fuck. And not only they talented as fuck, they actually are good people. But the foundation is fucked up from the get-go. They're doing drugs. They have a drug habit coming into the fucking industry. They have anger issues and are overly emotional coming into the industry. They treat the people that's on their team like shit coming into the industry. They hang around no good motherfuckers coming into the industry. But it doesn't matter because they have the money to pay you. So again, whose fault is that? When you meet a motherfucker with a good foundation, you don't have these issues. And here's the thing. Everybody think this is a one-sided shit. It's not. Some of you motherfuckers have egos. And what I started to realize, the more the more that I learn about this industry, and I'm trying to come in it myself, the more I start to realize niggas want to make you a fucking slave. Is that going to deter me from coming in? No, I understand that. I'm just going to do it my fucking way. But niggas want to make you a slave. Here's this money. Take this and shut the fuck up and rap. Shut the fuck up and sing. Don't speak about no social issues. Don't even express that, okay, this is what we're going to do with your art. You're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Don't question it. Don't even question. I don't fucking ask a question. Don't ask a question. Don't say, you know what, I'm not really agreeing with this direction. Just do what the fuck I tell you to do. And that's it. And then if you don't, or if you question it, you know what the labels start coming in with? And I don't mean majors, I'm talking about the labels on your character. You're difficult. You're hard to work with. Meanwhile, all it is was a simple disagreement about the direction of your art. Because who the fuck knows your art better than you? Who knows the message you're trying to send in your audience better than you? So the problem is, having a bunch of money doesn't make you, like, if you are a lazy motherfucker with no work ethic, that's how you come into the fucking game. And to tell you the truth, and I have to be honest with you, I'm happy that I haven't made it to the upper echelons yet. Even though I've been at it for like 6-7 years. I'm actually happy. Why is that? Because it's building fucking resilience. That means when I finally get my opportunity, I'm going to remember how hard it was for me to get to that fucking opportunity that I now got. So that means when the shit get hard, I'm going to know what the fuck I got to go back to. And I remember all the times that I was talked down on, humiliated, disrespected, made me feel like I was less than. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to remember that shit. So now I'm not going to be like motherfucking like, how should I call it? What should I call it? I am not going to, like, I'm going to think twice before I say no to something. I'm going to think twice before I say I don't feel like it, so I'm not doing it. Now the work ethic's going to kick in because this is what the fuck I wanted. And it took me so fucking long. I'll give you an example, and I said it yesterday, I think. DMX. DMX came in a game. DMX, when he got on was 97, 98. That shit was too late. He should have been on, 5 years ago. He been was hungry. He been was ready. They goddamn laughed at him in the beginning. Like, what's this dude barking on a goddamn track? They didn't believe in him. So actually, when he got on 97, 98, it was actually, he'd been rapping for fucking years. Years. So the problem is you bring in poor character motherfuckers in and you don't care. Let me tell you something right now. And this is the fucked up part about the music industry. It's good, but it's bad. The music industry is the only industry. A 9-to-5 won't even do this shit. The music industry is the only fucking industry. You couldn't even do this shit in Hollywood. Like when it comes to being an actor and being in the movie industry and the film industry and being, with plays and Broadway, you couldn't get away with this shit. The music industry is the only motherfuckers who will literally take damn near criminals. And by the way, I'm not saying this like you nobody deserves a second chance. I'm not saying that. But it's the only motherfucking industry where if you're a bad person, it doesn't actually fucking matter. If you are a criminal, it doesn't actually fucking matter. All that matters is you have the potential to go make somebody else some money. The music industry is the only music industry like that. In Hollywood, you're not getting away with that shit. On Broadway, you're not getting away with that shit. On your regular 9-to-5, your corporate job, you're not getting away with that shit. So, of course, especially because he's in the hip-hop world, I'm not saying there's some fucked up people in other genres too. Don't get it fucked up. You know what I'm saying? They just manifest themselves in different forms. It ain't just always just a street element. Sometimes it could be like this nice looking corporate dude, pause. This nice looking corporate guy who just seems like he's well to do and everything. This motherfucker a goddamn snake. So it's not just a one specific person or a goddamn prototype that's built. What I'm saying is it's not just a street element, but I'm talking about in this case the street element. You could be a gangster. You could be out there in the streets doing bullshit or be associated with motherfuckers that be on bullshit And as long as you have a buzz and you can make somebody else money, they'll let you in. So what the fuck you think is going to happen? What you think is going to happen? We see it for ourselves. We see some of these rappers get on stream and act like complete jackasses and don't give a fuck. And in their head, they think because they overestimate their staying power. They think, oh, because I got some records that people like, that I could be a jackass to people. And I actually thank God, and I said this before, I'll say it again, I thank God we're in the era that we're in. Because now rappers can't fucking hide who they are no more. People can't hide who they are. When you on stream, it's not like you're doing an interview. An interview, you could talk to your little PR person and kind of like tell the people, don't ask this question, don't talk about this. You can kind of structure it in a certain way. But when you're walking around your everyday surroundings with because the streamers are not interviewed. They just regular people that just got buzz because they happen to be entertaining, right? So you just hanging out with them like how you would regular people. And now you starting to see these motherfuckers are very ugly on the inside. And if not good people, and they take advantage of other people, and like bro said, they like fuck the rules, because there is, once they get to that fame, everything is just handed to them. So they're being fucking coddled. They got a bunch of yes men around them. You can't tell them shit because everybody rolls out the fucking red carpet for them. So to make a long story short, the foundation is fucked up from the beginning. So what you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Of course they're going to fucking use you. Of course some artists will fucking steal. Some artists will pretend like they're day ones, the ones that really rock it with them and help them get to where they're at, and whether it's a producer, whatever, and will fuck them over too, because the foundation was never instilled in the first place. So as long as y'all keep looking at only numbers, you guys keep looking at only fan base and buzz, and not about who the fuck is this motherfucker across from me, you will continue to have bad shit happen to you. Now, granted, and this is very unfortunate, some motherfuckers could pull off a good heist, and then you might think you dealing with a cool motherfucker that's like, they good people and they could be the biggest fucking snake ever. Like, I'll give you an example, and this is gonna tie to my conversation that I actually remember, that I actually want to talk about. So, Your Rage, I know, is a famous streamer, way bigger than I am. I don't, respect to him. He had a friend for 25 fucking years who stole $100,000 from him. Think about that shit. Mind you, Your Rage don't seem like he a bad person. So he gonna take care of his day one. He said, bro, and I felt the fucking disappointment in his face. He said, bro, I said I would have did anything for him. He said, yo, who helped you when you was homeless? Who helped you? I think he said he got locked up or something like that. And it was the saddest shit that I've ever seen. And here's why it's so fucking sad. It's so sad because here's the thing with me. I know that there's good and bad people. I can look at a situation like that and say, you know what? Fuck him or fuck whoever it may be. And don't apply how I treat the next person. And won't say because that happened to me, I'm not going to no longer help anybody else. Not everybody's like that. And you know what? You can't blame them. Because think about it, bro. He was living in his fucking house 25 years. They've been friends. And he stole from him. And he said, I would have did anything for you. Do you know how much that fucking hurts? Do you know how much that fucking hurts, dude? So, in the beginning, when I first saw this video, like bits and pieces of my first initial reaction that I did on my own personal time, I was actually pissed. I'm like, bro, like, why the fuck you put that on us? Then when he really broke this shit down, it's like, I get it. But he's wrong. I do agree, there is a very small percentage, but this is what happens when you just bring anybody along. You bring niggas with drug habits. You bring niggas who don't have two-parent households. You bring motherfuckers who might be in the streets because you reward them for it. Because like, oh shit, this is capturing attention. We're not in a, and also times have changed. We're not in the days of where I'm getting to know this motherfucker. And guess what? Let's keep it a buck. You niggas do good people dirty too. I'm not talking about him specifically. The industry do good people dirty too. So in a way, you have to have a chip on your shoulder. And also think about it like this, bro. When you're in the upper echelons of the music industry, they overwork the fuck out of you. Why do you think niggas don't want to be famous like a Beyonce or Michael Jackson or hell Mariah Carey? Niggas is talking about, oh, Mariah Carey don't look the same because, yo, that shit takes a lot of mileage on the fucking body. Having no sleep, being overworked, that shit takes a toll on your fucking body. And niggas is looking like, yo, why the fuck would I want to goddamn sign to a major label, get all this Taylor Swift level fame, destroy my mental health and my body, get a fucking disease because I'm not getting no sleep, I'm not getting proper nutrition. Why the fuck would I want to do all that to my body to make pennies on a dollar? Where I can make more money, I'm less famous, but I can make more money, and then I have more access to my fan data through email and all this other shit. Why the fuck would I want to subject myself to this? No, I'll take my little bit of mid-tier fame and my loyal fan base, and I have the data with me. I don't fuck the fame. I don't need to be Michael Jackson. I don't need to be Beyonce. I don't need to be Taylor Swift. Right? So, because a lot of the artists back in the day have been fucking mistreated, they've been abused and overworked. And as long as we keep pushing the money towards them, it don't fucking matter. That's just the business. Niggas is like, it's not worth it. So sometimes, due to malnutrition, sleep deprivation, you get into psychosis. So that makes changes to your body. It makes changes to your body. You're not properly, you don't have the proper nutrients. You don't have the proper sleep to fucking heal and recover. And you got to go everywhere for long months at a time. If you're really successful like Beyonce, nigga, you touring for 2 fucking years before you even allowed to go and step in the fucking studio again. Maybe you do it in your hotel room. Before you step in the motherfucking studio, you in the goddamn shit for for 2 years, a year and a half to 2. If you really doing your thing and really you going up and your project fucking went bananas, nigga, you going for a year and a half to 2 years. So niggas is like, bruh, I don't want to do that. I'm not going on tour as much. That's why YoungBoy, he tour. I think some of it was because he couldn't do it, but I'm pretty sure in his mind he probably even fucking Jace. He said, yo, I don't feel like going out like that because he like, yo, I make enough money. I'm cool. And I make more money than if I'm signed to a 360 and it's just like, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes the industry do good people dirty too. You give them bad contracts. And then they condition you to tell you, oh yeah, it's just business, not personal. Bitch, if you are giving me a contract that you know is bad and you know it's going to fuck me over, and you know that's not my value, how the fuck can you say it's business and not personal? How does that make sense? If you knowingly drawn up a contract that's way below my worth and is taking advantage of me and is not even paying me like a fucking TLC contract, how the fuck, how is that just business and not personal? How? Because we're not regular people on the street? Why? Because, you know, legally, if I sign the papers, nothing I could do about it. Is that what the fuck you're saying? Is that why it's business and not personal? You see how the fuck they condition you? They condition you to take bullshit from people. That's what they do. And then they say if you buck back or you defend yourself, you're difficult. And it's not even the case. You just defend yourself or you're standing up for your fucking art. So this is a very long story short, because I want to get to doing something else. This is a very nuanced conversation, and I don't think it's fair to people like me, because I'll keep it real with you. I'm blessed to have 2 good parents in the household who taught me right from wrong. I know what's wrong, and then I read some of the comment section. Niggas was like, "Well, you ain't become famous yet." You are not God, nigga. You can't freaking tell me who can do what or who don't. Now, I know myself. I know my vices. I know my weaknesses. And I've seen enough people in their downfalls, whether it be women, gambling addictions, whether it be fucking drugs, whatever the case may be. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I've seen ego, pride be the downfall of motherfuckers who's all the way up here. And they mistreated people while they was at the top. And in their head, their money was going to maintain forever. Their status and their powers would maintain forever. Then God said no. And then they got brought low because they misused their platforms. They thought their fame was forever. They thought they was invincible. They thought it was untouchable. They thought they was God. And then God show you you're not God. And then he bring your butt low. You sitting there looking stupid. You can have everything today and have nothing tomorrow. You can have nothing in 30 minutes. That is a fact. That's how life goes. You ain't control of shit. You're control of your input. You are not control of your output. So how people perceive you, you're not in control of that. How things go on a day-to-day basis of what's going to happen, you can make plans, you can prepare. You don't know what the fuck going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen the next hour. You can say, oh, I plan to do this, that, and third. And it might not even happen the way you want it to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just how it is. But it's a very nuanced conversation, to be honest with you. But it's not a big, you know what I'm saying? All right, what the fuck? So we're not going to act like that these motherfuckers are so innocent, because they're not. JB went off on Brandon Ayuk, asshole. So did, I think, TJ. Off the what's the name? He used to play for the Bengals with Chad Ochocinco. I always know, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It's as long as hell. Hold on. Let me go to my what's the name? There's a podcast. I'm telling you this right now. Every time I look at Eve, bro, it feel like two different people. It's like the one that I was accustomed to seeing, and then but like shout out to her, man. Like that's dope. She got a great husband, great family, and she living her life. Shout out to her. And then I think she did a tiny desk recently. It's just so weird because she gave us one image, and I'm so used to seeing that one image that like seeing her in a different light. But honestly, good for her. I'm not even hating on her at all. I actually celebrate that. I love when people grow and do different things, and then they happy and in a good place in life. So I'm not even tripping about it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But love's hilarious. Yeah. We're gonna do this.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Bass.
So we're gonna watch beloved musicians who are horrible people.
Great musicians who weren't the greatest people. Everyone knows Elvis, and there's no denying his impact on music history, so there's really no introduction needed here. But what a lot of people don't know is that he had some much darker sides of his life, many of which were shown in his 2022
I don't fuck with Elvis at all. Elvis, I don't fuck with him. And then he stole from a lot of black writers and black musicians too. I don't fuck with Elvis. I don't fuck with him. And I'm gonna leave it at that. And I'm just putting that lightly. I don't fuck with him at all. And then I heard he was that nigga was a weirdo behind the scenes too. I don't fuck with him, just period.
Biopic, which I thought was a bad movie, by the way. I wasn't a fan at all. Why was Doja Cat on that soundtrack? I don't get it. Regardless, his dark side might be a little shocking, especially since it kind of flips the charming image of Elvis that many of us have into something much more sinister. First of all, Elvis notoriously met his wife Priscilla when she was only 14 years old.
What the fuck?
In 1959, during his time in the army while stationed in Germany. At that point, he was already 24, so not only was there
what the fuck?
Gap, but it was especially disturbing. Despite the disgusting age difference, this didn't stop Elvis from making some questionable advances, and it didn't end there. Elvis and Priscilla officially decided to pursue a relationship.
Why the fuck did the parents allow this? Where the fuck was the parents at, dog? Where was the parents at in all of this shit? Like, I ain't finna lie to you, and I'm gonna say alleged because I don't know all the details, but how the fuck did the parents allow Aaliyah to go with goddamn R. Kelly knowing that she was what? Like, I don't understand. What the fuck did we pay? That's why I said a couple streams ago, bro, parents need to get back to being fucking annoying. Being annoying save your child's life. I swear to God. Pepper they ass with questions, put a bunch of locks on the phone, surveil. Like, I'm not saying, like, not let them live their life, because they're going to turn out how they're going to turn out anyway. But I promise you, a nosy, annoying parents save children's lives. I swear to God. Both men, the sons and the daughters. It saves everybody, bro. A nosy, annoying parent. Oh, Dad, why you make me do that? Oh, Mom, why you make me do all? But I'm telling you right now, a nosy parent, an annoying parent means you care. Don't let nobody fucking tell you otherwise. Even the child themselves. That means you care. You saving their fucking life. Bring back nosiness and parents being annoying again.
Relationship, which eventually went long distance when he returned back to the States. After leaving Germany, the two didn't see each other face to face until 3 years later in 1962. They started talking regularly over the phone, and then in 1967, when she was 22, Elvis married her. To make matters worse, throughout the
fucking grooming shit is that?
Relationship, Elvis was never really exclusive and constantly cheated on her, which led to their 1973 divorce.
I just kind of followed, what he did. I mean, you lived his life. You honestly didn't have your own life. You lived his life.
But Elvis's tirades didn't end there, specifically because Priscilla was far from the only underage girl he had his eyes on. During the height of his fame, Elvis abused his power to manipulate young, impressionable fans wherever he went on tour. Joel Williamson, author of Elvis Presley: A Southern Life, claimed that 2 years before Elvis met his future wife, he took a group of 3 14-year-old girls with him on tour who were up for pillow fights, tickling, kissing.
Hell no! This motherfucker! This piece of shit! This fucking jacket!
When the money,
fucking
the power,
bitch.
and the drugs corrupted him, but apparently Elvis...
Nah, this motherfucker was a fucking dog turd, bro. I swear to God.
Back when he was 19, before the musical success, Williamson said elsewhere in
fucking
his book
weirdo.
that Elvis had a 15-year-old girlfriend when he was 19, and that the singer was obsessed with virginity. And his issues...
No, you obsessed with being a fucking goofy. Like, the fuck? Like, what? 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 Why? Where was the parents to knock this nigga? What was the dad to knock this nigga block off, bro? What the fuck? This is crazy.
Age, because he also seemed to treat them pretty poorly. Elvis was a manipulator who was extremely controlling, and his abuse wasn't just mental, and he'd often resort to violence.
And that nigga can't fight for shit.
She was 20 and he was 41. She was a pageant queen hoping to marry the star, but their relationship had some pretty problematic roots. His treatment of her was horrible, and the couple constantly argued during their time together. After one particularly bad fight, Elvis allegedly asked one of his assistants to pop the tires on her car so she couldn't leave his home. And on another occasion, when she was able to drive away after a fight, it was alleged that he fired a gunshot at her. While the two were engaged to be married, their toxic relationship never quite made it that far. And resorting to violence was something that Priscilla had to deal with as well. In her 1985 memoir, Priscilla detailed a bunch of problematic behaviors from Elvis. She described instances where he would give her pills to help her sleep or relax. But in retrospect, many have started to speculate if the pills were all a part of his master plan of control and manipulation. Some reports even go as far to claim that Elvis spiked Priscilla with amphetamines to keep her awake for marathon sex sessions. Apparently, he was first introduced to amphetamines in the military and he became severely addicted. And after these drug-fueled sex sessions, Elvis is also said to have...
Part of me wants to say, why the fuck isn't this nigga legacy with as bad, like on a downward slope as Diddy? But also, we didn't have social media by the time he died, so it was only but so much we could really do. And also, he was in the times where, like, was the goddamn Civil Rights Act even passed when he was famous? No, not really.
Taken photographs on a Polaroid camera, which he stored in a silver suitcase delivered to Priscilla after his death, years after their divorce, which is a very weird move, to say the least. On top of all of this, Elvis also had some pretty rough racism allegations. More recently, legendary producer Quincy Jones revealed that he always refused working with Elvis because he was racist. Quincy explained, "No, I wouldn't work with him. I was writing for orchestra leader Tommy Dorsey, oh god, back in the 50s, and Elvis came in, and Tommy said, I don't want to play with him. He was a racist motherfucker. I'm gonna shut up now." And depictions of...
No, keep talking, Quincy. Rest in peace. I'm
Races
saying.
don't only come from Quincy either. Public Enemy's Fight the Power includes lyrics which read, Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant shit to me. Straight up racist that sucker was, simple and plain. On top of this, he undeniably had some big appropriation issues. I mean, it's pretty well known that he sort of just stole his sound. And in combination with everything else we do know for sure about the content of his character, I don't think anyone would be all that surprised if that was the case. And it may not be too surprising to hear that a white guy like Elvis back then was racist, but I was in disbelief when I heard allegations of James Brown being racist too. James Brown was a legendary musician who arguably trailblazed the funk music genre and influenced
websites your competitors don't want you to know. Part 2. All you do
What
is
is
go to
this,
this
the whole-
website, and it lets you find out exactly.
countless others throughout his career. His successes have led to a bunch of nicknames like Mr. Dynamite, the hardest working man in show business, Minister of New Super Heavy Funk, the Godfather of Soul, the King of Soul, and many more. And let's be honest, to have that many dope nicknames, you've got to be pretty iconic. In his over 50-year-long career, James Brown completely changed music, but his massive success wasn't without controversy. This Redditor puts it plainly saying, I love James Brown, but he was an awful human. And this sentiment isn't really all that rare either, with some fans twisting one of his most iconic nicknames into the hardest working asshole in show business. While James' music and lyrics are undeniably and crucially connected to progress and civil rights, apparently his relationship to the black people he touched most directly, those who worked for him, was cruel, petty, and contemptuous. Some former employees, like journalist Glenn Ford, even go as far to say that Mr. Brown held only one black person in high regard, himself. According to Glenn Ford, I guess James Brown was moving like Uncle Ruckus. To be fair though, this is the only source that I'm seeing claim this, so take the racist allegations he has with a grain of salt, but it is true that Glenn works for him and he was a respected journalist, so it could be very possible. Which again is quite shocking to hear from many fans, especially considering the often direct titles of his songs, like his 1968 hit, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. However, like I mentioned with takes from some critics, while James lifted up black Americans en masse, those around him definitely had a very different experience. Glenn said that when James was around, his employees were often expected to treat him in a near godlike way, having a whole welcoming ritual planned every time he arrived. On top of this, if each employee didn't speak formally to each other, like with Mr., Mrs., or Miss, it was a fireable offense. And it wasn't just lower members of his organization that felt extreme pressure. Even members of his band faced wild punishments, including things like mowing the lawn at his radio stations to pay off fines imposed by James. During a civil rights related boycott,
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't see him as, I don't see a self-hatred here. I just see that could have been controlling. Definitely was high, held himself a high regard. Maybe a little on the arrogant side. I don't see racism though. I don't see it. Yeah, I know why I'm saying what I'm saying because I got to put this shit up on YouTube, but I don't see it. You can say, okay, he mistreated people to an extent. Okay, you can say that. I don't see race. I don't see racism. I don't see it. And the mowing of the grass, that's just like, okay, well, you got to pay me back my money somehow, right? Shit, you basically work it off. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't see it. I'm sorry.
in his adopted hometown of Augusta, Georgia, where he also owned a major radio station that Glenn worked at, there were some weird decisions that were made. Glenn stated that while James donated $600 to the bail fund, his efforts behind the scenes painted a completely different picture. On day one of the boycott, Glenn was set to promote it as one of the main mouthpieces of support, but James left a note around his microphone that he saw the next morning that said, "There will be no mention of the downtown merchants boycott on this radio station." This order kind of killed the movement, and one that James' employees believes was intentional, choosing advertisers over his own people. Again, this chunk of information is mostly from Glenn Ford, so take it all with a grain of salt, but it is very fascinating if true. And it might not be too hard to believe considering the other wrongdoings he's been accused of. James Brown was known to have abused drugs and alcohol throughout his life, which led to even worse abuses of his own wives and partners, which has been well documented. With James' first wife, Velma Warren, not much has been publicly documented about his treatment of her. With his second wife, Deirdre Jenkins, James' daughters described a hellish relationship. They described the abuse abuse like thunder rolling through the house when their mom was thrown against walls. Then when silence came was the worst part, as the daughters wondered if it meant their own mom was killed. In one graphic scene, they describe witnessing James on top of their mom with punching her hard with blood everywhere. And these are only a couple of the alleged stories. With James' third wife, Adrienne Rodriguez, similar allegations were mentioned. Adrienne reported that on one occasion, James beat her with an iron pipe and even shot at her car, which led to his arrest in 1988. And similar
was crazy, son.
To 3 other arrests for assault as well. And then to clear up the air, he decided to do this really entertaining interview.
How did all of this trouble begin? Living in America.
I ain't gonna lie, that's funny as hell though.
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong at all. You're not in any difficulty, but you're out on bond. No, I'm not. Have all the charges been dropped? Yeah, I'm out on love. Alone from night to night, you find me. Now, James, this isn't the first time you and your wife have had a problem. I'm sure you'll be able to work this out. Let's talk about some music.
We're not condoning his actions if he did what he did. Obviously, beating on your woman to the point where it's a fucking horror movie. Like, first off, don't beat on your woman. Don't beat on nobody. Man, take your fucking hands to yourself. Otherwise, you a bitch-made ass person. Women, keep your hands off you, off the guy. But I'm just saying. I'm not condoning any of this shit, but this goddamn interview was funny as hell, though. I ain't gonna lie.
You want to talk about music, and you don't want to talk about what happened. No, it's all over. Well, let's talk about your tour. When are you leaving?
Things got so bad that around the 1995 arrest, Adrienne was hospitalized, but the charges were dropped since that next year she passed away from surgery complications, which of course also spawned a bunch of conspiracies. Then comes his fourth wife, Tommy Heine, who again had some dark relations with James. She alleged that on one occasion, James pushed her to the floor and threatened her with a chair, which led to an arrest, and he actually even pled guilty/no contest, but instead of any jail time, James was only slapped with a fine. And abusive patterns like these were reported by other girlfriends of James as well, making it seemingly unlikely that all of the spouses could just be going for money. On top of all these horrible actions, James was also accused of in 2005 when his former publicist, Jacques Hollander, filed a lawsuit against him, all stemming from a 1988 incident where Jacques alleges he assaulted her while holding her at shotgun point. But since the case was brought up beyond the statute of limitations and other legal reasons, it was dismissed. So with all these reported mistreatments of employees, spouses, and everyone in between, it's safe to assume
I ain't gonna lie to you, it's gonna be hard to like listen to his music the same goddamn way. Like, no, I'm a forgiving person, but this shit, like, goddamn, bro, I don't think this dude was a good person behind the scene. I think he played that shit off because he got the charisma and the personality. I think this guy was kind of an asshole behind this. I ain't gonna lie to you, and that's putting that shit lightly. I'm not trying to talk bad about people who are legends, but fuck, like I can't defend this shit. Like, bro, you dead ass. You might have been a terrible fucking human being, but I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep it a bean, man.
James Brown probably wasn't the best guy. But James Brown is only one person, as it's pretty crazy to think about the fact that 2 of the Beatles were both abusive. John Lennon and Ringo Starr are both some of the biggest musicians in the world and are most notably members of the Beatles.
I heard this on the last video.
John got a massive amount of love from fans, and he's remembered especially because of his tragic murder. And because of this, many people sort of forget about the darker side of his legacy, which is honestly a little bit surprising because he doesn't seem to really hide it too much in his music.
Dinner Sunday works perfectly. I'll bring dessert. Love you. Guys, I'm in for Saturday. Who's driving?
Imagine a motherfucker coming in. I got a confession to make. Yeah, I pop pills, not singular. Yeah. And I drink a lot. I'm not talking soda, but I pop a lot of bottles, and I fucked a lot of models. I might have sniffed a little coke. Just playing, that's a joke.
Getting better, John openly sings about being a neglectful and even abusive husband and father. The lyrics read, "I used to be cruel to my woman. I beat her and kept her apart from the things that she loved." And this was
and they allowed this nigga to stay on stage? Nigga, the fucking cop should have been like, you should have heard fucking sirens and everything right when he got out. Like, woo! One item niner. Mr. Lennon. Yeah, man. You're going to jail, partner. What did I do? Well, you just confessed to crimes and on your concert. By the way, that was some terrific singing. but the songs were shit. And guess whose life's going to shit? You are. Put your hands behind your back. Oh, fuck, man. I thought it was freedom of speech. Freedom of speech, sir, not freedom of consequences. Now get your ass to the back of the squad car. Watch your head.
It wasn't a one-off mention either. In John's most comprehensive interview, which was conducted with Playboy in 1980, right before his death, he said, "All that I used to be cruel to my woman, I beat her and kept her apart from the things that she loved, was me. I used to be cruel to my woman, and physically, any woman. I was a hitter. I couldn't express myself, and I hit. I fought men, and I hit women."
Just imagine a motherfucker, and by the way, deservedly so. Imagine a motherfucker sitting up there confessing basically the fucking crimes. And basically, he confessing knowing that in his head, man, ain't no fucking way in hell anything gonna happen to me. This shit is fucking crazy. This is outrageous, son. To literally sit up there and be like, yeah, I did DV. And goddamn just saying that shit with the utmost confidence, thinking ain't shit gonna happen to the man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think God times will change. I really do, bro. Because, damn. Like, you gotta have some type of motherfucking... I don't know if it's white privilege or whatever the fuck it may be to say some shit like this. Like, damn near verbatim. God, man.
I am always on about peace, you see? It is the most violent people who go for love and peace. Everything's the opposite, but I sincerely believe in love and peace.
Bitch, I'm a loving man. I don't fucking believe in beating on women, you stupid motherfucker. What are you talking about? That's no stupid ass
I'm a violent man who has learned not to be violent and regrets his violence. I will have to be a lot older before I can face in public how I treated women as a youngster. And John spoke...
So the bitch ass nigga took accountability, and then he took back the accountability. He was like, yeah, I know I did all that. I might do it for like 5 more years though, and then year 5, I'll see where I'm at, and then I might just do it for 2 more years to get all the steam out. But year 10, I think I should, lose all of my strength so I wouldn't have to do it. You fucking moron.
Many other occasions about his past violence, detailing his issues with alcohol and how it made him violent to the point where he thought he almost killed those he fought on multiple occasions. To be as objective as possible, I don't think John hit women like super regularly. At least that's the argument I see his fans making. But hitting women in general...
What the fuck? That'd be like, goddamn, imagine you motherfucker going to jail for shoplifting. Be like, yeah, well, you know what? I only steal every Wednesday. So it's like I do it 7 days a week. Bitch, you still shoplifting? The fuck? Yo, matter of fact, fuck that. Lock his goddamn fans up. Lock the motherfuckers up and throw away the fucking key. God damn, how the fuck is you a fan and your favorite artist verbatim say that he and then your excuse for it is, oh, it's not like he did it every day, he just only did it on every Sunday when he was able to sleep in. What the fuck are you talking? Shut y'all stupid asses. Dumb niggas need to be locked up, right? Like, okay, we couldn't do it to John Lennon, whatever it's white privilege, Beatle, I don't know why, the richness, his wealth, his clout, I don't know how the fuck he was able to get away with it, but his fans, we can make up for what the fuck miscarriage of justice. We can make it about arresting this goddamn fan. That's some crazy ass shit to say, son.
I think we can all agree on that. Many of these controversies are scattered throughout his discography, like with the earlier mentioned songs and more, including the Ballad of John and Yoko and Cold Turkey, where he discussed his life and struggles with heroin. And instead of hiding his mistakes, it's interesting that he instead chose to sing about them. In a similar situation, fellow Beatle Ringo Starr is also guilty of being...
Bro, I'll talk about the sad eyes, bro. It looked like her ass is like complete disassociated. Matter of fact, let me not be disrespectful to her. She looked like she disassociating from what's going on, and she only smiling because he looked at it. Like she didn't even want to fucking be there, bro. That's crazy, yo. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Yo, nigga, your woman should be goddamn feel like she in heaven already. To like every time she around. If she ain't like that, bro, you doing something wrong. Like somewhere along the lines, you fucking up.
Abusive. After drinking too much and cheating on his first wife, Maureen, regularly, he got divorced. He even referred to himself as a drunk, a wife beater, and an absent father. After these
niggas is bold!
To a lady named Barbara. There are very few sources except for one book on this, so again, take this with a grain of salt. But it seems to be common knowledge among Beatles fans, especially on Reddit. Regardless, in a book by Andrew Grant Jackson called Still the Greatest, The Essential Songs of the Beatles' Solo Careers, the author...
Arrest that nigga too! What the fuck? He said, yeah... They beat her and her wife. They're still the GOAT. Blah. You some bad motherfuckers. Arrest that bitch ass nigga too. What the fuck? Get your stupid ass out of here. Talk about some still great. Still great my ass.
I came to
still great at being a piece of shit. What the fuck?
And was told by the staff that I had trashed the house so badly they thought there had been burglars.
Wrong with these
and
niggas,
I
yo?
trashed Barbara so badly.
Yo, the parasocial relationships, the parasocial behavior needs to be fucking studied. There's nothing wrong with talking shit. Yeah, that's the greatest artist of all time. Fuck, and then doing your little rants because you just talking shit. When you get it to the point where it's proven and they come out their mouth doing some foul shit and you sitting up there defending it, you're that close, you're that fucking caught up in your fandom to the point where you're endorsing bad behavior. It's fucking crazy to me. Like, I could never, I don't give a fuck. Listen, I'm a Mahomes fan. Kyrie fan, bro. Goddamn, who else my favorite player? Devontae Smith, my favorite wide receiver, bro. Who else? I fuck? Kehlani, my favorite artist. If any of them, God forbid, because they all seem like good people to me, but God forbid, any of them do something crazy. God forbid, though, because once again, they seem like good people. I hope they stay that way. They do some shit that's foul and borderline unforgivable, bro, and it's proven that they did it, bro. I'm not gonna fucking stand by and support them. You know what I'm saying? That's different. Okay, you could separate the art from the artist, is different, but I ain't gonna motherfucking say, well, they're still great musicians, though. Like, no, bitch, them niggas is dead ass in the wrong. They need to be held accountable, bro. Like, nah.
They thought she was dead. Eventually, he sobered up and remained with her. But this trend that many of these artists have of getting high or drunk and then hitting their wives is pretty crazy to me. Never once have I been on any substance and felt the need to hit my girl, so I don't think there's really any justifying this, as some diehard fans may suggest. And for a lot of these people, a lot of these incidents were towards the end of their careers. So it's tough to say how...
Now, it's not excusing the fucking behavior whatsoever. When you have an alcohol problem, and you have a drug problem, you're addicted. It makes changes in your brain. So it can make sense. So I don't agree with what he said. That actually can make sense regardless. But nonetheless,
how successful they would have been had these allegations come out sooner. But Dr. Dre, despite there being a mound of evidence for him being abusive, somehow managed to become one of the few billionaires to come from hip-hop. Dr. Dre is among many of the most recognizable names in hip-hop. And this is for multiple reasons, including his involvement with Beats Headphones, Death Row Records, NWA, and plenty of other massive projects. The point is, we all know who Dr. Dre is to a degree. But what I guess most people don't seem to know is his dark side. Throughout his long, multi-decade spanning career in the music industry, Dr. Dre has been accused of multiple incidents of violence against women. In 1991, at a music industry party, Dr. Dre assaulted television host Dee Barnes following an episode of her show, Pump It Up. In the episode, Dee interviewed NWA as well as Ice Cube separately, where he kind of proceeded to mock NWA. This upset Dr. Dre, so for some reason he approached Dee, the interviewer, picked her up by her hair and ear, then proceeded to slam her head and body into the wall. When she fell to the ground, he continued kicking her in her ribs and stomping on her fingers. As she tried to escape, she went to the bathroom, but Dre kicked open the door and struck her multiple times in the back of the head. For even more context, she was 5'3" and Dr. Dre's 6'1", so kind of crazy. As a result, Dee filed a $22 million lawsuit against Dre. He was also fined, given 2 years of probation, ordered to undergo 240 hours of community service, and was forced to speak out against violence on TV. While the suit was settled out of court, Dre's response to the situation was pretty shocking. Instead of apologizing, he said, "People talk all this shit, but somebody f***ed with me, I'm gonna f*** with them. I just did it, Ain't nothing you can do now by talking about it. Besides, it ain't no big thing. I just threw her through a door."
Damn,
but Dre's
nigga.
abuse of women didn't end there. Later on in 2015, Michelle, the mother of one of his kids, accused him of
Why are you still using bots for your meetings? How else am I gonna remember what happened? Just use granola. Okay,
that's a
what's
crazy
granola?
ass fucking statement to make. I ain't feel lie to you, bro. It's like such a weird situation because obviously this is true. This is fucking hard. It doesn't make him look like a good human being. It doesn't make him look like a piece of crap. I ain't gonna lie to you. But in the same respect, he did do something taboo. So I'll say it's kind of hard because it's like on one end it's like this shit right here make you a horrible person. And I'm not saying you can't be redeemed or change your life, be better. But this is any fucking excuse. I don't give a fuck who you is, what type of music I like. Yeah, I obviously like a lot of Dr. Dre shit, but this doesn't make him like a good person if he did this. But one thing I'll give him credit for, he happened to take on Eminem, who happened to be white, and he did it in an era where white people weren't as accepted in hip-hop. Even now, a little bit more, you get the culture vulture accusations, but back then it was really taboo, so for him to take a chance and put his reputation on the line, it says that he has some good in him. Obviously, we not endorsing the behavior that he did do if those allegations are true, but I am saying that you can't be all that bad. You know what I'm saying? But again, I want to make this clear. I'm not fucking support. If he did this shit, we not supporting that. No, the fuck we not. I want to make that very fucking clear.
Their time together, but did not take legal action. Unlike Dre's incident with D, his abuse of Michelle lasted years while they were together. According to Michelle, it resulted in 5 black eyes and a bunch of other scars throughout her body.
Damn.
So you were getting punched in the face and then...
Oh, I was getting dragged on the floor, shot at, yeah.
Shot at?
It's her voice is kind of throwing me off, but like, it's not funny.
And I always say, well, it could have been just me. So one day one night we was arguing, he went and got the gun, and I just made it through the bathroom door and he shot at me and he missed me by that much.
Abusive patterns like this caused Michelle to leave on multiple occasions, but they always seemed to get back together. All the while, his assaults continued, and on top of that, he was constantly cheating to the point where he got multiple other women pregnant. And adding another layer, Michelle was dating Dre when he attacked D, which is just insane. However, the run of abuse doesn't end there, as another one of Dre's baby mamas, Lisa Johnson, stated that Dre beat her many times, including while she was pregnant, and eventually she was granted a restraining order against him. In combination with the other accusations, former label mate Terry B claimed Dre assaulted her at a party as well in response to one of her tracks. Eventually, the accusations started to get so big that Dre had to address them. So he did so during his press run for Straight Outta Compton. He said, "I made some fucking horrible mistakes in my life. I was young, fucking stupid. I would say all the allegations aren't true, but some of them are. Those are some of the things that I would like to take back. It was really fucked up, but I paid for those mistakes, and there's no way in hell that I will ever make another mistake like that again." And he would repeat this sentiment for years in following interviews, but it was received with little sincerity from those he abused. Unlike Dr. Dre, though, XXXTentacion's violent allegations were part of what...
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. You have to respect... It's such a difficult situation because you really have to address the people that you did it to, whatever is true. But I do respect the fact that he was man enough to say this, because most motherfuckers don't even give a fuck. Like, people who really do that, they don't give a fuck. Like, I did it. And so I respect him for this, but however, he really needs to make it up for the people that he did it to, more or less the public. Because they don't really owe that to the public, more or less owe that to the people that he did end up doing some of those things to. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to undo that trauma. Once you've been through that trauma, you can't just fucking undo all that. You know what I'm saying? But I do respect it for admitting that he was in the wrong, though. I do respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because most motherfuckers won't even say shit. So I do respect that. But obviously, it's more incumbent upon him to actually address the people that were victims of what he did versus the public. The public's going to do what the fuck, it don't matter. But the people that he hurt, he got to go make that right with them. You know what I'm saying? So...
fueled his rise. I mean, he was bragging about fighting the Migos at his peak.
The Migos, straight up. Look at this shit. Y'all niggas had the chance to kill me. How you had fire and ain't shoot me? Quavo, Offset. That pussy, what's it called? Lift off? Lift off.
Yeah,
pussy ass. All y'all.
So it's no surprise that X had a very troubled past before his untimely death. XXXTentacion had one of the fastest rises to the mainstream that we've seen in a while. And while his run...
Rest in peace, Takeoff. No, listen. Real shit. Rest in peace, Takeoff. I don't know, no disrespect. It just, his delivery is fucking crazy. I'm sorry. Yo, I'm definitely not getting no feature from any Quavo. But nah, listen. No disrespect. I don't want no beef with nobody. It's just, it was funny as hell. How you call the lift off? Rest in peace, though, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. That shit was funny as hell. His delivery, though, how he sell it made this shit funny. Obviously, rest in peace to, you know what I'm saying? A shout out to the me, because I don't want no problem with nothing. It was funny, like how he delivered it.
Lasted pretty short because of his murder. He amassed a large cult following that even through his public controversies stood by him. So X has been in a ton of controversies, so I'm gonna try to get the main ones out of the way. But there's a lot here, so I may miss a thing or two. First, though, is his juvenile issues. Because before turning 18, he had charged...
I'm sorry, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. It was funny as hell, bro. I'm sorry.
Just for drugs, break-ins, theft, gun possession, and was
Lift
even
off. Oh shit, that was fun. I ain't gonna lie, you gotta give credit on that, bro. Ain't no disrespect, but I'm sorry, you gotta give credit. That was funny as hell. He called it lift off. Why the fuck do I find this shit so funny, dog? Yo, oh my god, I'm crying, dog. X was crazy, yo.
$86 for attempting to commit suicide by running into oncoming traffic. But these are
He
far
said
from the
lift
worst
off.
things he was accused of doing. In 2016, Ski Mask got into an argument with Tables, which was his and X's manager at the time. Ski stormed out and later called X while drunk and lied, telling him that Tables had taken thousands of dollars from X. Later in the day, X and some others broke into Tables' apartment. He then proceeded to threaten Tables with a knife and, by some accounts, accidentally stabbed him during the confrontation. Then X and his crew left, taking Tables' laptop with him. Surprisingly, Tables said he would drop all the charges as long as the laptop was returned, claiming he didn't want to ruin X's life over one bad decision. And Tables kept his word, and X paid for the confrontation.
Wait a second.
Ski Mask got into an argument with Tables, which was his and X's manager at the time. Ski stormed out and later called X while drunk and lied, telling him that Tables had taken thousands of dollars from X. Later,
I have to be real with you. I gotta be real with you. Obviously, if he didn't do it, damn, that's fucked up. But if you think about it, though, if that's my homie, that's my brother, we locked in, and I trust him to the point where I believe his word. I knew he wouldn't do me wrong. If he said that you stole from him, I'm coming to beat. I'm coming to do what I gotta do. Cause like at the end of the day, I'm not gonna like if I'm locked in with you like we damn near ain't nobody can replace my biological brother. But if we locked in like this and you say something happened to me, I'm gonna go. I ain't gonna ask no fucking question. If we locked in like that, other than that, I'm not. But if I trust you, that means I'm talking about so, bro. It will have to be like on the Yo Raid shit with the old boy where was friends with a 25 year. Be that type of shit. But most likely, nigga, I'm locked in with for real. Bro, I'm taking his word off rip, and I'm coming to do whatever I gotta do. Whoever the fuck was fucking with my homie, I'm on your ass. If we really locked in like that, so you can't really blame X in that scenario. Like X is doing that's his homie, that's his brother. He gotta do what he gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So you can't blame him for that. You feel me? It wasn't like it was just like he just did some shit out of nowhere. You feel me?
Later in the day, X and some others broke into Tables' apartment. He then proceeded to threaten Tables with a knife and, by some accounts, accidentally stabbed him during the confrontation. Then X and his crew left, taking Tables' laptop with him. Surprisingly, Tables said he would drop all the charges as long as the laptop was returned, claiming he didn't want to ruin X's life over one bad decision. And Tables kept his word, and X paid for all Tables' hospital bills, so I guess they were good. Days after being released on bail from the stabbing, X was arrested and charged with robbery, assault with a deadly weapon, and home invasion, all from an incident which took place the year prior. During the incident, X allegedly pistol whipped the homeowner 3 times and left with an iPad, an iPhone, a Sony PSP, and $20. In the end, X pleaded no contest and was sentenced to a whopping 6.
I gotta keep it, but this shit trying to give me fucking copyright, my nigga. The fuck? You know what I'm pissed off about? Usher had a song around this era, and it was played in the NBA, and that shit never made streaming platform. We gotta talk to Usher about that shit, dog, because I don't get it.
Then came the more serious issues. While awaiting trial in early October of the same year, X was arrested again later that month on charges of aggravated battery of a pregnant woman, domestic battery, and false imprisonment. While at first this relatively hadn't blown up into that big of a story, things changed a lot after Pitchfork leaked the
false
testimony of the
imprisonment?
alleged victim. X pled not guilty and even denied the allegations in multiple interviews, but the details were scathing nonetheless. The victim delivered over 2.5 hours of testimony, which resulted in 142 pages of transcription describing the dark patterns of abuse. If you're a fan of X, you're very familiar with this story, and you probably debate whether or not this actually happened, so I'll try to cover this as objectively as possible. Apparently, the two met at one of X's shows, and soon after, he invited her to live with him. The first instance of alleged abuse occurred about 2 weeks after she moved in, when he slapped her and broke her phone because she complimented a male friend. Later that day, X left the room and returned with 2 grilling implements, a barbecue pitchfork and a barbecue cleaner, and told her to pick between them because he was going to put one of them in her vagina. She chose the fork. He told her to undress. He was lightly dragging the tool against her inner thigh when she passed out. He did not penetrate her with it. Following that initial incident, X began his pattern of violence toward her, and when the couple moved to Orlando, he apparently threatened to kill her almost every day. After one occasion of her humming one of X's friend's verses, he headbutted her, punched her, stomped her, and put her in the bathtub where he continued hitting and kicking her. And she added on, he also wanted to cut out my tongue because I was singing the song. She attempted to flee down the street, but he tackled her, all in all causing her black eyes, a lump on the back of her head, scratch marks and bruises, including a large bruise on her ankle where he stomped her. Throughout their relationship,
this shit was this like a fucking scene out of Training. This is not how you treat your. All this is alleged. All this is alleged, but I'm just saying, fuck.
30 plastic clothes hangers on her legs, tried cutting her hair, and even attempted drowning her in the bathtub. Then, while X was in jail for separate charges, she hooked up with another guy and X was upset, obviously. He confronted her about it and proceeded to put a knife to her neck, strangled her, and called her a hoe. Occasions like this apparently happen regularly, with the same disgusting behaviors being repeated over and over again. Apparently, it got really bad when he found out she was pregnant, threatening to kill her and the kid, and beating her to the point where her face was almost unrecognizable.
I'm gonna keep it a bean, I'm gonna be honest with you. And this is not excusing it if he did do it. I will say, though, she definitely didn't like this nigga. Because for her to go out of her way to try to do little shit to try to antagonize, I don't think she liked it. Again, if he did it, it doesn't excuse the behavior. But I don't think she liked the nigga. Especially how quick she was willing to go to another man. I don't think she like bro like that. I'm just keeping it a bean. But again, that doesn't excuse say he should have did what he did if the alleged is true. You know what I'm saying? So
for a little bit, he allegedly held her captive until one night she escaped. Throughout this whole saga of all these accusations against him, X also continued doing PR moves like donating $100,000 to domestic violence causes, and even tried to host an event to support victims. But the whole actual legal trial was extremely complex for a lot of reasons, including public pressure for multiple petitions to free X, and even the victim asking for charges to be dropped and declining to testify. Eventually, after his murder, she still maintained that she didn't want him to receive jail time, and X's lawyer claimed that if X hadn't died and saw the trial through, the worst he'd get is probation. There were also phone calls to his mom that were released after his death where he declined doing everything he was accused of, and the situation was even more complicated when Pitchfork wrote about a secret recording where X allegedly confessed to domestic abuse and other violent crimes.
On October 23rd, 2018, new audio surfaced with the late rapper XXXTentacion admitting to committing multiple violent crimes and threatening to kill his ex.
Until I started her up, bro. But I started her up because she made one mistake, and from there, the whole cycle went down. Now she's scared. That girl is scared for her life.
Later, he says, I will kill that bitch if she play with me.
The issue is, though, because of the editing of the audio clips, it was kind of hard to tell what X really meant with some of the statements he made. However, a bit before the audio was leaked, a Snapchat video of X beating on a girl when he was 15 dropped. His lawyer claimed the video was in jest and not an actual act of aggression, but it made the accusations look a lot more credible than they already were. And since when X died, the case was closed, it's hard to fully validate all of these allegations, but I remember being a fan of his back then, and from what it seemed like, it was true to an extent, and it was kind of hard to rationalize back then, so I feel like probably the same situation now. And while X was a crazy guy all around, Rick James seemed pretty cool and normal until he got some.
I already know about the Rick James shit already. Alright, I gotta get up out of here. I would have saw y'all tomorrow. I would have seen y'all tomorrow because I thought I was off on my first job. I'm not. And then I closed, so I'm gonna be booked the whole motherfucking day. It is what it is. I gotta make that moolah, you feel me? But yeah, tomorrow I can't see y'all. I will see y'all Thursday morning, hopefully. I don't know. The plan is for Thursday morning. If not, sometime Thursday. But the plan, Thursday morning, we be back at it. I'm going to go do this shit that I kind of quitted on a little bit. And that's it. So I see y'all Thursday. Tomorrow, I'm booked for the whole motherfucking day. All right, so I'm out of here. Peace! Stop the street.